Oh, hey, are you sick and tired of clown world? Well, you came to the right place. We're all kind of reached a point on our journey where we can't go back. You can't put it back in the box. And you're just done. You're done with clown world. Well, this is the podcast for you today. Yeah, everything is fake in this world. And we're going to be breaking this down to a fine powder today. We're gonna start off with dealing with things that are happening in current events. Ooh, remember current events back in school? I used to like current events. All right, and in recent times, the last few years, more and more people are waking up to clown world. They said, "I've had enough with this fake nonsense." Is that you? There's a lot of fake in this world. And when you get agitated on the inside, you get a little aggravated. That's actually good. Okay, Dr. Gabor calls that healthy anger from your spiritual immune system, and something inside is giving you a signal. Some people call it a strong BS meter. Are you a person that tuned in today? Do you have a strong BS meter for people, things, and situations? Oh, this is the place for you. Oh, it's going to be a great one today. We're gonna talk about the clown show of the Artemis moon debacle, whatever the heck that thing was, and I'm going to be addressing a lot of questions. We have a tremendous community both here and on Facebook, and the community has a lot of questions, and we're going to be bringing up some of these questions today. We're going to be talking about what really has been going on across the board, because you kind of see things maybe on mainstream media, but then you also go out onto social media and you're seeing more of clown world, and clown world is just are you bringing the clowns? Are you sick and tired of clown world? Yeah. So I appreciate everyone coming on the live stream. Appreciate if you click the like button. It sends this out to people that are also sick and tired and saying to themselves, everything is fake. And then you get a little frustrated, but then you come over to Uncle Mike's, and we're going to have a little talk. We'll have a little chat today, and we're going to send this out and address the questions of the community. What a tremendous episode we have planned today. Okay. When you once you see, you could never unsee. And when you go through a spiritual awakening, you go on this journey, you can't go back down. That's why there's a warning. There is no turning back. There's a warning label for true spiritual awakening, not the bypassing. We're going to be talking about a lot of stuff today. It's going to be a really powerful episode for the true ones. All right. So recently there was a clown show. I don't know what is it called. Let me know in the comments. What did we just see? We had an Artemis moon clown show, and people had a lot of questions. So the other day, all right, it came splashing back down. Okay, and you could see one of those depictions on the thumbnail. And a lot of people from the community were asking the question. There was a lot of burn marks and all these other things all over the pod there. And people were asking the question, why the blue label of NASA didn't burn, but everything else did? All right. I don't know if anyone else had that question. All right. So I was looking at the picture as well, and I said, yeah, I want to know why. It's going through 5,000 degrees of burning. Wow. But that NASA blue label, I don't know, was it made out of a supernatural material? Anyone? So we were asking the question, why did the blue label not burn? Chat's blowing up right now. You came onto a good episode. Okay. Yeah, some of us saw the videos on social media. Yeah. And there was the four astronauts, right? There they are. And people were asking the question, if if only 4 astronauts went on the space thingy, who 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 was holding the camera? I said, yeah. I said, who's holding the camera? Who's filming this? Wait, what's going on? There was only 4. There's four. But who was? So if anyone knows, because we had a question. Hello, who was filming the? Who was? If someone could answer the question for me, I gotta know. Okay, who was filming it? What was going on? If anyone is new to this, there's going to be a tremendous lesson that you get in our episodes here. You've never seen a YouTube channel like this, click subscribe. Okay. Then there was another question. All right. People saw the actress, astronaut. Okay. And people were asking the question why the Christina person is the same person, same picture on IMDb, and she was in Mad Max Fury Road. They saw the same person. Is it like Mad Max out there anyway? No. So people had the question. They said, why is this lady here? And she's on IMDb. Actresses and astronauts, they have double jobs? Anyone at all? Anybody? Okay, so that was a question. I said, I got to ask that question as well. I got a lot of questions. I'm going to answer a lot of these questions. Stay tuned. Okay? Why was that the same person? Hey, did you see the beautiful pictures that they took? Yeah, the beautiful pictures. And people were asking the question, you might have seen the pictures that were posted, the beautiful pictures they took. And people asked why AI said that the pictures through the window that they took, there was over a 90% chance that they were AI generated. AI said they were over 90% AI generated pictures. Does anyone, not like there's a slight chance, right? Over 90% chance that the pictures are AI generated. AI said they were AI generated. What the heck is going on? Anyone at all? Right? So everyone saw it came down. They had the orange suits on. They all sat down. They were waving at you. Remember those beautiful, hey, we made it back. There's the label. Label didn't burn. Wearing there, let's get the art. No, we got to get the oranges going. We got to have the sacral energy going. We got to have the creative juices flowing today. What are you creating on your everyday life? And again, I have my own questions too. A lot of people saw on my Facebook, right? There was a rocket launch. Right. So we saw the video. Where did they go though? Where did they? If anyone wants to answer that question, all right, because there actually was there was a rocket launch, and it did go up, and I saw it, right, and everyone on the beach saw it, and they went somewhere. But where did they go? These are the questions. These are just questions in this part of the episode. These are the deep questions that we're allowed, and we got to ask these questions. Jen knows the answer. What's up, Jen? I appreciate everyone coming on. So what was the launch actually for? And I've been seeing and a lot of things that have been popping up and just aren't making sense across the board. You gotta stay focused in a time period where so many extravagant people think, oh, extravagance. Seek your attention. Oh, what's attention? Oh, it's the currency of the universe. That's why you have to pay attention. What are you paying attention to? And where is that energy going? I want to discuss attention, bypassing, rituals, and looshing. Yeah. I've seen a lot of things. You know, one of my most powerful episodes is how God reveals the truth to you. And on our journey, we have to go through things ourselves in our everyday life experience, right? It's the name of the channel. It's Our Everyday Lives. And when you go through these experiences, and that's why I could share, you know, from authenticity, the things that I've experienced. And then you go through compare and contrast. And then you say, this is truthful, this is actually, and then you say, well, nothing's perfect. Well, I encourage everyone to study and understand the law of 80-20, also known as Pareto's principle. And when you go about your life, right, as true scientists, right, not the trust the science, right, it's literally the opposite of science. No, right? When I used to teach our students, right? It's question everything. It's always asking questions, right? So, you know, if things are happening over 80% of the time, it's the law of the universe, Pareto's principle. That's probably the answer, right? And then there's always little exceptions to certain things. And you start to say, and that's why you're going to have to feel, as we started this lesson off, you feel something is off, your spiritual immune system, right? And you start to question these things, and you start to say, why is there such a big, push to follow these people, look at these things, do these practices? We're talking practice. Remember Allen Iverson? We're talking practice, right? Eventually, light warriors, practice has to become your everyday life. And then we actually have to start doing. So in the world, right, there's a great thing, it's awakening and all this other things. And you're just at practice. And they want to keep you at practice and keep you at a certain level where you don't actually ascend and start doing yourself and start creating yourself. Jill Warsaw, 888, the abundance codes are flowing in. Thank you so much for the super chat. I'm so grateful, Jill. NASA is not a space agency, and they spend $70 million a day. Wow. Let's help our everyday lives communities with that. I'm so grateful for the super chat, Jill. Thank you so much. I didn't know. That's a lot of money. What are they doing with that stuff? Yeah. But Clown World is coming to an end. And, and I've seen this over the course of my journey, doing, what I've done, and, the people that you meet, the behaviors of humans, and then you have to sit back, and you don't see these things until you take a little time out. God might set you aside for a season. When you're sitting quiet, you start to see the truthful answers. And I've seen this on my journey. A lot of fake spiritual gurus that are out there. A lot of false idols, if you will. And people asking, like, why is what they're saying being pushed above other is just not making sense, right? And then you start drawing the conclusions. You start seeing certain things, and you could actually you gotta know them by their fruits. It's a very powerful concept, because at first glance, when you're going with the Maya, the illusionary, the rational, the numbers, the glam, the fame. No, I shared this, and this will never go away. It's not about who's most famous. It's about who's most conscious. And, I've seen a lot of stuff, behaviors. I have been on this journey just like all of you. And you start to break free of clown world. Today, we put an end to clown world. You could have the Holy Spirit fire. We're actually in the fire horse year, and the clown world is blazing up and falling apart in the chat right now. Okay. It's the end of clown world. So, and I've seen clown world. I've seen the clowns out there, and on my journey, I can see this, and I could share from a place like, so you say, okay, this is a spiritual practice. This is something that's supposed to improve your everyday life. And, people like us that are conscious and aware, and you're actually doing these things, to you, it just becomes a waste of time. And you realize this. And again, that's fine. You go out on your journey, and okay, something didn't pan out to be, and I could sit here today and I could take all the things. I said, wow, these things are just a waste of time. This is just, a little sideshow distraction. And these are the deep truths. At the end of this video, I'll give you one guaranteed truth that will never go away. Hang on. Okay. I saw that, Ronnie. I don't know. There's fake everything. There's fake food, Ronnie. Yeah. And, so I can see certain things that this is actually just, and it's what do they say? The enemy does not lie. The enemy gives incomplete truths. And there are certain concepts that are, valid to a certain degree. Give you a little taste, if you will. Give you a little taste. One of the things that I've shared on this channel. Who is that lady? I had the book about the secret. She was the law of attraction. Was that Oprah? I forget who that was. And they pump it, all that stuff. And I share it with the world. Anyone that wants to watch what we're sharing here, I try to give you like something that you could really sink your teeth into. Say, okay, now I understand. Now I understand what's going on here. So the law of attraction is like your spiritual starter pack, and it's cool. It's cool, bro. But then you got to get to the law of correspondence, right? Then you got to upgrade. Then you got to take the training wheels off. Then you're going to have to get to what is the main idea of this lesson that I'm going to be teaching today on this world famous podcast. Okay? Then you're going to have to go beyond just that little entrance point. Then you got to get to the law of assumption. Then you got to go deeper. Then you got to start going on the inside. Then you start, and oh my God, look at all these things that you, the person that's getting this message, if you have ascended your frequency to a higher plane of existence, you could walk into a room, you could see everyone that's on the I see everyone on the internet. Hi. And now you can sit back and now you're starting to say, okay, now I see the deeper picture. And now you can start to categorize. And now you start to sort. God is actually sorting. There's a big sorting that's going on, a big energy shift that has happened. Okay, if you did not check out last week's video on that, check that out. Because whatever you're experiencing now physically has already happened energetically. That's why there's all the, look at the clowns. Look at the clowns in the orange suits, right? That came down. We have the beautiful oranges, the sacral, the creative juices today. You have to focus on what you're creating and stop looking at, let me look at this distraction and that distraction over there. And when I started going out and doing this is never an easy journey when you do it the right way in clown world. And then, I would go out there, and I'm coming across all these people that claim to be spiritual and claim to be awake, right? And sometimes I would come across these fake spiritual broads. How you doing? And they say, you should watch Deepak. Oh, yeah, you got to watch Deepak. I said, what the heck's a Deepak? I never watched a Deepak. No, I wasn't. I was studying, right? I was studying Dr. Bruce Lipton, right? I was studying Dr. Gabor Mate. That's what I was doing these things, right? And they all like little NPC robots, right? The little spiritual fake broads, right? Hey, well, you should watch Deepak. They all said the same thing. I thought it was very strange. I said, why are all these people telling me to watch a Deepak? I don't even know what it was. I had no clue. And now today, everyone's paying back. I said, what's going on? How did these people get so famous? What are the ties? What the heck's going on in the clown world, right? So now, okay, anyone that's getting this message today, right? when your head hits the pillow at night, I don't care. You have to let go. We're in the Maya, the illusionary matrix, right? You have to be content when your head hits the pillow at night. All right. So I'm going to move forward with my everyday life, right? And again, you never want to lose something that is the most precious resource in the universe. Did you watch my video on it? Yeah. It's your soul. And the revelation, we're in the book of Revelation. No, these are the revelations that are it's being revealed that you're actually a creator. And this is where the lesson comes today. How you doing? People in the world are conditioned to rely on fake hope and faith. And it's not just a healthy, right? We use the term healthy here, right? You are deeply rooted in your subconscious to entirely rely on faith and hope. You put salvation in the hands of external saviors. They could be imaginary people. They could be the people on the... They could be people on... They could be people on TV. I saw it on TV. It's got to be real. I saw it on TV. TV? No, we are not to put our faith in external saviors, right? The false idols on TV and even on social media now. But the Gnostic true understanding of faith is not a spiritual virtue. It's spiritual bypassing. Hit the like button, smash this video, smash it out into oblivion, and get it out to your brothers and sisters today. We got to wake up. We got to wake up. Faith is not a spiritual virtue. It's an engineered mechanism of compliance. Wake up. On my journey, I never, when you go through a spiritual awakening, you're going to see it is more of a, you see a lot more females, a lot of men. I'm here to encourage our men to awaken. That's why I appreciate everyone sharing this out, because a lot of men, they don't maybe instantly want to go through the spiritual awakening journey. It's my honor to do this. All right. This mechanism of compliance, putting the faith, putting the power into the false idols, putting the power into the middleman. But the true power is inside. You have to embody gnosis. Gnosis, the knowledge. The knowledge comes direct from the divine personal awakening. You have to understand and embody gnosis, not going out to false idols, not going out to the clown world. Look at the big show that's going on out there, and you can't care. You can't fall. You can't have that egoic desire when you go through these things, and you have to sit back. A lot of people are resonating with my NPC video. When you see all these people and they all said the same thing to me, I sit back. I watch, right? And if you're observing, right, and you're sitting back and you say something's not right here, did you do it? No, you have to embody gnosis today, right? You click subscribe. You take the journey here. All right, we're not falling. Don't fall for it. We're not going for the clown world anymore. We are now building the new earth. Now we're building the new earth. Your divine personal awakening. The knowledge comes direct from the source, not from a TV show that's been curated, right? Not from a book that's been curated by people in a room that decided what books you get. Do you know this? Fit Brit writes absolute facts. Oh, it's a big one today. I appreciate you. And the more that when you reach the place where I'm at and other people that have gone through this ascension journey, when you look at clown world, when you look at clown world, right? When you get to this place, it reaches your awareness but it doesn't affect and touch your emotions to bring you down. Once again, once you've reached this place, and if you want to reach this place, and I share on the journey, you click subscribe, you show up every day, see what happens in 3 months. So what this is like is you could look at Clown World. I like to look at the clowns. I like to see what's going on. Like, and that's where like the people that don't really get it, they say, well, why you watch this? I got to see what's going on in the world. We're here to participate in the world. We're here to participate in the world and actually make it better. And we do that through participation, not by spiritual bypassing. Right? So when you awaken today, you are going to reach this awareness, right? And now you're just aware of things, and now you could see all the little things that are going on, and it doesn't affect you. If you are a person that's in that worship mode, if you refuse, and I'm about to drop another big truth bomb over here. Here it comes. There's people that proclaim to be spiritual and awakened, so on and so forth. There's a different level. If there are people that never saw the light of day, they never went through this, and they're not conscious at all, that's actually okay. But if you're one of these fake, claim to be spiritual people, how you doing? And you did it anyway, and you refuse. So this is how, and again, God always sees what's in the Sacred Heart. God knows this very powerful term that we're all going to focus on. It's called the content of character. That comes from a different place. That comes from a different place when you actually, you go out there, and I've been sharing this. I don't care. All right. So as I share, I am very proud. I sleep well at night for the community and what we've built here authentically. Every once in a while, and I'm here to teach people that maybe you're growing a community or whatever it is you're doing. You have to move in the image of God. God is going to prune your life. I went through this earlier, years ago. Now I prune my own community. Once in a while, I'll drop a beautiful pipe bomb video. Right? I do it about once a month. I do a very triggering video. And if people get triggered by, I don't want fake people. I don't want to be associated with them. It's not about the money, bro. If anyone that's resonating, click the like button. And this is what you got to do. Right? Because at the end of the day, it was always about the foundation. Because it doesn't matter. It could be really big. Oh, look at all the propped up. Fake stuff has to be propped up. Fake stuff has to be propped up, but authenticity, the true foundation, it lasts all the storms. It lasts the test of time. It lasts. Fake doesn't. Fake doesn't last. So it doesn't matter how big it is, so on and so forth. It's about the quality. It's about the content of character. And, honestly, the other day I put a very powerful episode. If anyone got triggered by it and doesn't want to, I don't care. What a disgrace. I don't care. Do you understand what this is about? People go on, they go through this awakening and they're full of it. You're full of it. So every once in a while, I'm not here. I don't care if I put the truth out. It's what my soul, right? God is, you got to put it out there. You're not here to just coddle. You're not doing any truthful growth. You put the ostrich, the head goes in the sand, and you're not and there it is. There's the truth. Over the course of time, it then becomes your responsibility. What's the phrase in the information age? Ignorance is a choice. Anyone? Hello? Anyone? Right? So you have to break free of the triggers. All right. So I do this, and I clean the community, and we post with integrity. I don't care. And I've been through it all. I see it all the time. Sometimes I'll get a little troll boy on our Facebook. Hit me up on Facebook. Our Facebook is growing like never before, baby. The link is down below. Right. And that's how I'm seeing what all of you, the questions, like I shared earlier, this comes from the community. Everyone's got these questions now, right? You got to rise up today. You got to embody gnosis today. You're going out on this journey, and you're not putting the faith out there into the false idols, into the stuff on the TV, into the illusion, into the distractions. Because if you are distracted, if you don't know thyself, you will be lost in the most pivotal year in the history of humanity. Most pivotally. Yeah, this is year 1. Welcome to the new beginning. And it cannot be stopped. This is the fire horse right now. The fire horse is up and running. Yeah. And the fire horse is not turning around. I don't have time to turn around. I left the message from God, right? The deep message. You'll find it on the channel page. And the message says, stop wasting your time with people that aren't going to make it. People that refuse to, it's your free will. Everything's your free will. Everything's your free will. I got to move forward with my life. I got to make sure that my head hits the pillow at night, right? If you truthfully want to create a reality, so you might have came across this today and you're sick and tired. I've seen a lot of fake spiritual practices, so on and so forth. And again, it could be pumped up there because it's the low-hanging fruit. It's easy. It's the easy stuff. But this, what I'm sharing right now, that window of time prior to going to sleep at night, that is where you're always going to be remanifesting, recreating, recalibrating you personally. There's other things that we go through, and I share this on the channel. There's Schumann resonance spikes, there's solar flares, there's all these other things that could affect us. But you, the person that's getting this message, every single night, there's a responsibility. Ooh, responsibility? Ooh, I don't like that. I've seen a lot of these fake people, right? No, that window of time when you go to bed at night, that's the time period where you're recalibrating your frequency. The chat likes that, right? Do you love the truth, right? Click subscribe. Okay. So that's why anything that is propped up is going to fade and is going, and God's going to make big, you see how they make a big spectacle, right? So God's going to make a big spectacle, and you know it's coming right now because the people must be shown. Do you get this? Like on my journey, I needed to be shown things. I'll be honest with everyone, but because I'm not in my ego, because I'm going about my journey, right? I'm the embodiment of gnosis. I am the embodiment of the Most High. I am the embodiment, and I walk in the I am presence. So I go through things, and then once God shows me, once I go through things, and without the ego, I say, oh, I believed in something that was not, it's okay. How many fake things are out there? We all went through this. So now it goes beyond the TV. Now it's do you know about the internet? Ooh, what's going on out there? There's a lot of stuff. Everyone's got a ring light, bro. Everyone's got a camera, girl. Are you up? Did you wake up to this? So what you need to do, you're going to have to feel things. And, you know, and I'm appreciative for other people that see this and they're putting big question marks on the big ones. And, you know, watch last week's videos if you're new. If you are new to my channel, you'll see how they go together like a book, and you're going to see a deeper picture. Because there's no spiritual practice. There's no crystal. There's no guru. There's no tarot card. There's nothing. There's nothing. Zero. You could book this right now. That's a guarantee. Oh, it's a guarantee. There's only one guarantee, ladies and gentlemen. There's always going to be one guarantee. This is what God has shown me. I am the embodiment of it. You will be the embodiment of this moving forward. The only thing that's guaranteed when you go out, you do all these And things work, and some things are a total trap, and sometimes, but the only 100% of the time, I am. I'm so tired of clown world. Did it just glitch? Was it so powerful that it glitched? um, a lot of things are glitching, and things are happening out there, and the alarms are going off. And in your life, you have to realize that these synchronicities that are happening, um, there's a reason for them. And I could sit here today and realize that there are bigger powers at play. Um, and it is what it is. So I really appreciate everyone, and appreciate everyone hitting the like button on this video, and sharing it out. And you know, we'll see what the next week brings for us, because this is a very week a week that is full of power, full of change, full of ending of the old, bringing in the new, the triple new, baby. That's what it's all about. So I'm grateful for all of you. I just work with synchronicities, and I'm grateful for the people that paid attention throughout this video. One of the things that I teach is that people in the modern society, because of everything that is going on, you maybe struggle holding your attention. And as we were talking about it today, this was always about your attention. We don't want to bypass. We want to focus our attention. We don't want to be loosed. We don't want to be distracted. We want to look for the actual signs and the synchronicities of the universe. And God is always showing us if we are paying attention. So if you paid attention to this podcast today, you're already on your way. And you don't want to be distracted from those things that might lead you astray. So, yeah, again, and it could be coincidences and stuff, and it is what it is at this point. But I look at life, and when these things happen, and you get these synchronicities. Yesterday's lesson was about a synchronicity, and we shared about it on Facebook, and it is very very powerful stuff. So I love you all. Going to end the recording here, and I'm grateful for the support. If you resonated with this today, click the like button, click the subscribe button. Daily videos, 9 a.m. Eastern time, to help you become the greatest version of yourself. Leave a comment down below. Are you awake to clown world? Do you see the clowns clowning? The clowns are clowning. Bring in the clowns. And take the time to review, if you're new, the recent videos. You'll catch right up to where we are, and we're moving forward. And I hope I show people as well. You have to push through distractions. You have to push through distractions, and it's not a perfect journey. So all the distractions in the world, if you stay focused, you're going to still get the job done. I appreciate you all. I am the defender of our everyday lives. No matter what comes your way, light warriors, just keep going. I love you guys very much. Bye for now.